Start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need. Interesting interviews and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy. Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Welcome to a Monday. Yeah, we're back at it here, the 20th day of July for 2026. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day the right way with all the news, weather, and sports that you need to get out the door here this morning. A lot to talk about today. A Nebraska baseball transfer. A kid that was coming in from Illinois has decided to play pro baseball instead. We'll talk about that coming up on the show today. Hastings Sodbusters played another series of the Grand Island Fighting Cranes over the weekend. We'll tell you how they did. Ton of Legion baseball to talk about here today. Hastings 5 Points Bank is still alive with the A7 Seniors Tournament up in Grand Island. They're going to play an elimination game tonight against Kearney beginning at 7. At Ryder Park. We'll have the game here on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at 6:45 tonight. Meanwhile, Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes, they were eliminated yesterday out of the A7 Juniors Tournament in Scotts Bluff. They lost to Grand Island 5 Points Bank yesterday, 22-0. We'll talk about that on the show today. The season not over, though, for JIH. They're going to be part of the Junior State Tournament that gets underway on Saturday at Duncan Field. A lot of other baseball going on as far as Legion is concerned. The Class B Juniors State Tournament is underway in Wayne. Class C Juniors playing their state tournament at Tri-County. We'll get results from over the weekend. The World Cup is in the books. Spain beats Argentina yesterday, and Joey Logano wins on the NASCAR circuit last night at North Wilkesboro. So all that and more is coming up for you on the show here today. Also going to be hearing from new Oklahoma State head coach Eric Morris, who is taking over the Cowboys and trying to turn things around down in Stillwater. That from Big 12 Media Days recently down in Frisco, Texas. So we'll hear from Eric Morris on the show here today. So all that and more coming up as we get you up, get you going here for a brand new work week as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mike Will. Yeah, Eric Morris started at Incarnate Word. Then became the offensive coordinator at Washington State, and most recently he took the North Texas Mean Green right to the brink of the college football playoff, and they were in the conversation as one of those non-conference teams, non-Power 4 teams to go into the CFP. Excited to see what he could do. It's going to be weird. And we can talk more about this as we get into Oklahoma State, and it's weird that the Cowboys are leading off the show, but I'll be honest, it'll be weird not seeing Mike Gundy on the sideline for the first time in, my adult life. Not rocking the mullet. He's no longer a man. He's no longer 40. The infamous press conference quote. So it'll be different. It'll be different for OKC. We'll see what, Eric Morris can do, and you mentioned it, big baseball weekend, and let's dive in.
Yeah, the Chiefs, Hastings 5 Points Bank, still alive at the A7 Seniors Tournament up in Grand Island. We picked up a win yesterday over Grand Island USAID Pharmacy by a score of 13-3 in an elimination ball game. So Hastings will move on to play tonight at 7 o'clock against Kearney, who lost to Grand Island Home Federal last night by a score of 10-2. So the top seed, Home Federal, the only undefeated team left in the area tournament. Kearney beat Hastings on, Saturday. Beat us pretty handily on Saturday. So we get kind of a rematch in the area tournament tonight at 7. Hastings and Kearney, the winner, will move on to play Home Federal then tomorrow for the Area 7 Seniors Championship. The win last night, or yesterday, by Hastings over Grand Island USAID, actually put Hastings into the state tournament next week. 3 teams from the area tournament will advance to the state tournament because Kearney is hosting one of the sides in Class A. So 3 teams from Area 7 will get into the state tournament. Hastings will be the 3rd team in. So Hastings playing an elimination game tonight against Kearney. And if we lose that game, the season is not over. We'll have a spot in the state tournament next week, and either Kearney or Elkhorn North. If Hastings wins, we'll move on to play Home Federal for the championship tomorrow, and then Hastings would have to beat Home Federal twice in order to win the championship. Kind of the same scenario as it was a season ago when we played the area tournament out in North Platte. In fact, we played Grand Island U-Save in that elimination game, and then we went on to play Home Federal for the championship a season ago. So it's playing out about the way it did last year. But anyway, we'll have the game for you tonight on Extreme Sports beginning at 6:45. Yesterday, a day to forget if you're part of the Johnson Imperial Homes baseball team. They were playing out in Scotts Bluff in the juniors tournament. They were playing in an elimination ball game against Grand Island 5 Points Bank, and we got beat by the score of 22-0. Grand Island hammered out 16 base hits in the ball game. Not a good day for JIH. They lose 22-0 to Grand Island 5 Points Bank. Hastings eliminated from the area tournament after going 1-2, but they will play in the junior state tournament beginning Saturday at Duncan Field. So Hastings will be hosting one of the Class A junior state tournaments this weekend. So Hastings gets the automatic bid into the state tournament. So both the Braves and the Chiefs will be playing in state tournament action beginning Saturday, and we'll have all the action right here on Extreme Sports. So that's what's going on for our teams. Of course, we mentioned the Class C Junior State Tournament being held at Tri-County. Class B Juniors at Wayne had a couple of area teams in that, and they were eliminated yesterday. We'll check all the tournament results coming up when we check sports here in just a few minutes. So that's what's going on in the Legion baseball scene here from over the weekend. Going to be a hot one today. Highs today are expected to be around 100, maybe as high as 102. Heat indexes going to be up around, what they say, 108 or so. And we're playing on the field turf up in Grand Island. Fortunately, the game is not until 7 tonight, so it might be a little bit cooler, but it's going to be a steamy one tonight for the elimination game with Hastings playing Kearney tonight.
Can confirm the turf fields and increasing the temperature. You know, I used to see that on like broadcasts. They used to do it at Memorial Stadium back when we had like the turf, and the sideline reporter would be sitting there with the thermometer, and he's like, "Well, look how hot it actually is on the turf." And I was like, "Yeah, that's probably some trick you're doing just to dramatize the situation." No, after spending a weekend down on the third baseline, hanging out on the field with the Busters in the high 90s that we were getting, can confirm that the field turf will rise the temperature by like 55 degrees.
Maybe lost a few.
Hotter than snot, man.
Yeah, might have lost a few pounds over the weekend, huh?
Yeah, and that was surprising because we did barbecue chicken yesterday. So the fact that we're drained, just constantly soaked. I mean, every single piece of clothing that I had when I would do a shower a shower at night after getting home from the game. Well, probably had a few beers too. God dang, like just slopping on the bathroom floor, just drenched with sweat, and it was gross.
That's why they say
it was a hot and miserable weekend.
Yeah, that's why they say drink a lot of water. And do that today if you're doing any kind of outdoor activities. Drink a lot of water today, as they say every year. We kind of make that reminder. But, yeah, common sense. Just hydrate yourself. Get ready for the heat. There's not anything out of the ordinary. We see it every year. We see it every year in July.
I don't know. This stretch has been particularly grueling. Like, there's just been no remorse. It has just been
I can remember.
every single day walking out into an oven.
I can remember. I can remember years that we had 100 degrees, just day in and day out with no relief. We've had longer stretches of 100-degree days or close to 100-degree days in the past. But get through today. Tomorrow looks better with maybe upper 80s, they say, and then warming up again for the weekend just in time for the state tournaments. So that's what's going on as far as Allegiant Baseball. The Busters, again, played 3 games over the weekend against the Grand Island Fighting Cranes.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, you're getting to know the Cranes about as well as you know the Busters. We played them like 20-plus games this year.
I don't even need to look at a roster for Grand Island anymore. It used to be like, oh, who's this guy? Who's this number? What's this guy? No, it's to the point now where I've got both of their rosters memorized, and so does everybody else in the stands. It was a hot weekend. Obviously, we started off Friday with a nice win. I'm beginning to take it a little personal. Friday was a game that I was not able to be at. I was working over at the brewery. We were with the county fair, stretched pretty thin out there, so I actually helped out at a tasting event in Grand Island. And to make a long story short, we knock off Grand Island. I have been a part as a employee of the Sodbusters for, I think, 2 of the 7 wins or so that we have against Grand Island. I've been a part of 2 of them. And, they win. They win on the road. They win when I'm not there. Of course, it was a dramatic come-from-behind walk-off win on Friday. Arguably, probably the best game of the season. I'm starting to take it a little personal. Like, maybe I'm the guy. Maybe I'm the cooler. Yeah. Could be a me thing. Got to look myself in the mirror. Came back out, was just an exhausting hot weekend, and Grand Island flexed a little bit in the last 2 nights, and it's tough. It's tough because they get out to. We just put ourselves in a situation where we're constantly battling back, right? And to the Sodbusters' credit, right, to Hastings' credit, they are a team that you cannot count out at any point in that baseball game. You're not going to count out Grand Island, or you're not going to count out Hastings. They battle back. They fight back. They make it a ball game. But gosh darn it, like when you put yourself in a 6-1 hole, a 7-1 hole in the first 2 innings, it's just tough, and it's tough on the kids, tough in the dugout, tough for the fan base, tough for everybody involved. So just starting off games better and keeping that momentum, carrying that on through a full 9 innings, and that's hopefully what we can see in the last couple of weeks here of the regular season, and maybe make a push for that second spot to get into the championship series. We'll see. I don't think the book's closed. 5 games back is nothing to just shut down the season and say we're done. Go and fight for it. Go and fight for that second spot so that we can see Grand Island again.
Yeah, we'll see him again. 402-834-1330 is our telephone number if you'd like to chime in with us here today. 402-834-1330. That's the Hamilton Telecommunications fan line. You'd like to chime in on something we've talked about so far or something on your mind, sports related or not, give us a shout out. If you'd like to leave us a message on our social media sites, we're monitoring those comments as well. Not on Facebook Live today, by the way. If you're looking for us on a Facebook Live, we're not there today. We'll try to get that cleared up by maybe as early as tomorrow. So you got a lot of other sites that you can find us on. Our website at x-streamsports.com. Maybe on your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, YouTube, or Twitch. You can find the show today. A couple other notes. Yaxel Lindenberg won his second ring in 4 months on Sunday, leading the Golden State Warriors past the Memphis Grizzlies 94-90 to win the NBA Summer League Championship at UNLV's Thomas and Mack Center. Lindenberg started, of course, at the University of Michigan He was on the NCAA championship team last season. He finished with 21 rebounds, actually 21 points and 10 rebounds to outduel Cameron Boozer in an intense showdown of 2026 lottery picks. He became just the second player to win a Division I NCAA championship and a Vegas Summer League title in the same year, joining Davian Mitchell. The Warriors went 5-1 during the Las Vegas tournament. They captured their second Summer League championship, joining the Sacramento Kings and the Portland Trail Blazers as the only teams to win the event multiple times since its inception in 2013. So if you're looking for maybe a futures bet for the NBA upcoming season, you might want to take a look at the Golden State Warriors.
Man. So I have a couple confessions in that whole story. First of all, I had no idea they actually had a tournament for preseason basketball. Did not know that existed. I was today years old when I found out that in fact did exist. Secondly, I didn't know it's been going on for freaking 13 years.
Yeah.
Since 2013?
Yep, been going on.
They've been playing preseason basketball tournaments.
Well, it's kind of, is it preseason or is it postseason? Is this the jump to, probably a jump to next year? This is probably a preseason tournament.
Wow.
But, geez, the postseason just got underway. Just got done, last month?
Done.
Yeah. So is it a postseason tournament or is this a preseason for next year?
Well, you get your rookies in there, so it'd be
this is
preseason
where
for next year. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some Nebraska guys play in this summer league. They've been doing it, like you said, since 2013. And
well, I know they've been
Memphis
doing it.
Grizzlies,
Yeah.
and the Golden State Warriors.
I knew they've been doing it. I just didn't know it was like a tournament. I didn't know there was champions. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
didn't know that existed.
I don't know if they chopped down the nets and everything. But.
I doubt it. Right? That'd be a little excessive. Ryan Martin chiming in on the YouTube channel. Ryan Martin Outdoors saying, good morning, guys. He has found us safely in a new venue. Because we're
He's
not on
found
Facebook.
us on YouTube.
Yep.
Yeah, we had some people watching us on Facebook Live, and we apologize we're not there today. Of course, if you are one of those people that usually listen to us on Facebook Live, you're probably not listening to us right now. You're probably scampering to try to find us.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
Tyson taking another show off.
Another show off. No, we just got done talking about the NBA Summer League. Golden State could be your bet for the upcoming season. Maybe put $10 or $12 on Golden State to win the NBA championship next year. They win the Summer League title over the Memphis Grizzlies, 94-90. Couple of other notes. Philadelphia Eagles running back Saquon Barkley and his family were unharmed after an attempted burglary at their home early Saturday morning. Captain Tyler Moyer told reporters that officers were dispatched to Barkley's home shortly after 5 a.m. Saturday to a burglary in progress. The alleged suspects had already fled the area when the officers arrived. Police are searching for at least two suspects and released a photo of a white SUV they believed is connected with the alleged crime. At least one suspect entered the house while Barkley and his family were inside. They didn't say if they've got away with any stuff from Saquon's house, but a burglary at his home early Saturday morning. An intruder actually got in while Saquon Barkley and his family were inside. No one was harmed. The two suspects, they believe, got away. They're searching for these guys. That just adds to the list. We've had several professional athletes, I think, in the last year or so, that's had homes burglarized, and they actually charged some guys and arrested some guys like overseas in connection with this. And I don't know if this is related, but it's obviously a break-in. Philadelphia Eagles running back Saquon Barkley and his family on this Saturday, which is a scary deal there. So that was in the headlines over the weekend. Also, Some baseball notes from over the weekend. Wilson Contreras hit a 2-run homer. Sonny Gray gave up 1 run and 5 hits over 6 innings. The Boston Red Sox don't look now.
Rolling.
They are on a roll. They beat the Tampa Bay Rays last night 6-1 for their 13th win in a row. The streak is tied for the second best in franchise history with a 13-game run in July of 1948. The longest winning streak by the Boston Red Sox in their franchise history has been 15 games, and that was in June of 1946. So it's been a while that Boston has been on this historic run. They have won 13 games in a row. They beat Tampa Bay yesterday by a score of 6-1.
How would you like to win 13 games in a row and still be 6 games out of first place? Like, that's a little excessive.
Well, they're closing the gap, I hope.
Started from the bottom, now they're here. They were having a miserable season and have found it. Found the juice, found the juju, and they're just rolling right now. Playing hot.
It's funny how baseball teams can do that. You said they were having a miserable year. They were toward the bottom of the standings. All of a sudden, they rip off 13 games in a row, and they find themselves right back into the hunt.
I say winning is contagious. And successful success breeds success, right? So, like, one guy starts to get hot, and then that starts to just matriculate slowly throughout the lineup, and next thing you know, you're feeling like you can't do anything wrong on the baseball diamond. There's just a zone that you can go into, and it's even going back to, like, my playing days, which is, let's go back, way back, gather around the pre-Facebook, and let me tell you a story, kids, about my playing days. We were in a similar situation. We were horrible in the regular season. We got to the area tournament. Again, I think we won 5 freaking games, man. That's how bad this team was. And we get to the postseason, and next thing you know, like, it just got contagious, and I cannot explain it any better than that. It was just a feeling in the dugout when we got to the yard to go to work and go play, that we could not be stopped by anybody, and we were going up against top teams that beat us 22-0 or worse. We're going up against these same teams that we had gotten beat by earlier in the year badly, and we felt competitive against them, and then we turned things around, and we ended up going all the way to the finals that year. Crazy. Just how much that confidence can be contagious up there. You get one guy, one leader that says, "Hey man, I don't know about y'all, but I just threw lights out in 6 scoreless innings. If I can do it, you guys can do it." And just that momentum that starts to get passed through the dugout. And again, we felt unstoppable in that run. And I bring that up because that's probably how Boston's feeling right now. And the only other thing from, like, the baseball perspective, when you're on a streak like that, everything stays the same. You're getting to the yard at the same time. You're not washing, hopefully, the uniform. That's the rule. You don't wash uniforms on a streak. I know it's gross, Mom, but you got to just let it ride. Because the boys are having fun right now. So, yeah, you're going to the yard the same way. You're probably just whatever routine that you're currently in, you keep that routine going because that's leading to results. So, yeah, fun to watch Boston on top. I wish the Cardinals bullpen could get a little confidence. The Arizona Diamondbacks yesterday had their largest comeback victory in franchise history.
Oh, no.
And it's against St. Louis. Bro, 7-0 after the 7th. 7-0 after 7, and we ended up losing the game. 8-7 in extras. They put up 2. It was 7-2 after the 8th. They put up a 5 spot in the 9th. They end up walking it off in extra innings, and guess who? Nolan Arenado hit the big 3-run home run to tie it. Former Cardinal that got shipped off to Arizona. You don't like to be on the other end of those records. You don't like to have it happen against your team. Those are records you don't want to be a part of in the history books. And it's all bullpen. It's 100% what we said when we started off this season. And you said, well, what do you think about the Cardinals? I go, I think we're going to be good for 5 innings, and then our bullpen's going to be trash. And that's what happened last night. That needs fixing. We got a few days here before trade deadline. Cardinal Nation, please, 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 for the love of God, go out and get some bullpen help. We got plenty of talent. We have plenty of prospects that we can ship. We need to get better in a hurry, and I don't want this team to tank. It's fun to watch it build. It's been fun to watch it bake. We got a lot of young talent. I would like to keep some of those top young prospects, but I also want to be competitive for the rest of the summer, and we're not going to do that with the bullpen we have. So it's time. Make a move.
Hunter Goodman, the Colorado Rockies.
He's good.
He had 3 home runs yesterday, but Colorado lost to Cincinnati by the score of 9-6. Goodman becomes the first player in franchise history to have 3 home runs in one game twice this season. He did it another 3 home run game back on June 27th. So, why wasn't he in the home run derby in the All-Star game break? He wasn't part of the home run gang. He hit 3 home runs yesterday as his team, the Rockies, lost to Cincinnati by the score of 9-6.
How would you like to that? Get 3 home runs in a game and your team loses, so nobody celebrates with you? This sucks. I would wonder. I kind of want to pull up the stat. How many players have hit 3 home runs in a game and lost? If you hit 3 home runs in a game, you would think that you've done enough by yourself to offensively contribute your team to a win, and your pitching staff gives up 9 freaking runs.
Yeah, he had 3 home runs and he only scored 6.
I'm going to Google that.
Maybe you can come up with that
MLB
stat.
players with 3 home runs.
And their team loses.
And their team still lost.
Colorado losing to Cincinnati yesterday, 9-6. Google's a great thing.
I love it so much.
All right, did it
Searching,
come up with any facts?
Holy shit.
A whole bunch of them?
There have been 90 instances when a player hit 3 home runs in a single game, but their team still lost.
So
The outcome is surprisingly common.
Wow. So there you have it.
Some notables.
So it's not that uncommon.
It's not that I would have thought it would have been very uncommon. Lorenzo Cain hit 3 solo shots for the Kansas City Royals, but they lost to the Yankees. Will Myers is on there. Michael Busch for the Chicago Cubs, faithful out there. So yeah, 90 instances. That's crazy.
Does happen. All right. So those are just some of the news and notes from around the sports scene. Joey Logano last night won the NASCAR race. I didn't have him in my fantasy lineup.
What the hell was SVG doing in the top 5?
I don't know.
That's not a road course.
No, this is a short track. He might be
get out of
learning
the
how to
top
drive.
5.
Yeah, might be learning how to drive on ovals instead of the road course.
How bad
Actually
did I
looked
do?
pretty good last night.
Let's
Bounced
take
off
a
of a
gander.
couple of drivers and a couple of cars, but finished 5th.
I had Ty Gibbs. He was top 5, wasn't he?
Yep. Joey Logano first, Denny Hamlin second, Chase Briscoe third, Ty Gibbs and Shane Van Gisbergen in the NASCAR race last night.
Qualifying must have got canceled.
Qualifying got canceled, yeah. Heavy rain.
Heavy rain
on Saturday.
We finished mid-pack again.
Are the
Right
points
in the
out?
middle. Yes. You finished 4th.
Oh, damn.
Tied for 3rd, technically. You had 342 and 342.
Damn, I thought I had a good week.
Who were you going up against?
Pork chop. Pork chop, he didn't beat
Pork
me.
Chop, he had a shit week.
Good.
Pork Chop finished 4 points above me, so you know it's a bad week.
Oh, I might have taken over the
Yeah,
lead in the summer session.
I believe you did.
Yeah, I'm back in first place.
Summer session.
Summer session. I should.
Oh no, Pork Chop still has you, unless they haven't updated that side yet.
God, Pork Chop can't still be ahead of me.
No way.
No way.
Yeah, there's no way. It was close, and you just blew him out. So.
Yeah, I smoked him. So anyway, that's our fan.
You smoked a pork chop?
I smoked pork chop. That's pretty good. Yeah, I smoked pork chop this week.
New
I
shirt.
should be in first place. Smoked pork chop. Anyway, 7:30 here on Extreme Sports. Huddle up for this Monday. Again, we've got some football talk coming up with Eric Morris. He's the new head coach at Oklahoma State. We'll get to him here shortly. Listening to Huddle Up Extreme Sports on this Monday.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start off at the state capitol, where Governor Jim Pillen has signed an executive order suspending Nebraska's tax incentives for new data centers, while the state pauses to review the impact of the rapidly growing industry on taxpayers, energy demand, and infrastructure before approving additional incentives. Meanwhile, in election news, Cindy Burbank, Nebraska's Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate race, submitted paperwork over the weekend to remove herself from the November ballot, a move that was widely anticipated and could clear the way for nonpartisan candidate Dan Osborne, to challenge incumbent Republican Senator Pete Ricketts in a head-to-head race. And meanwhile, Hastings community leaders spent Saturday taking out the trash, literally, helping clean up overflowing dumpsters at the Lee Apartments after the trash service had been suspended because of unpaid bills. Uh-oh. Mayor Jay Beckby, State Senator Dan Lanowski, and others volunteered and hauled away garbage as city officials continue working with tenants and property managers to address the ongoing concerns at the complex. It is now 7:32. We'll swing things back over to you, Mike Will. What's going on in sports?
Well, today, sports brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa, helping you recover, recharge, and perform your best. Nebraska baseball transfer Zach Bates has decided to turn pro. Bates was selected by the Los Angeles Dodgers with a 613th pick in last week's Major League Baseball draft. He previously played baseball at Illinois. He recorded a 2-2 record in 2025 with a 2.83 earned run average in 23 relief appearances. He missed the 2026 season after undergoing Tommy John surgery. Hastings Sodbusters played another series with the Grand Island Fighting Cranes over the weekend. Hastings won the game on Friday 5-4, but lost the game on Saturday and Sunday 7-1 and 15-10. Hastings is now 17-21 on the season and will play at Sedalia on Tuesday. First pitch will be at 7. Hastings 5 Points Bank is still alive at the Seniors Area 7 tournament in Grand Island. Hastings beat Grand Island USAID Pharmacy 13-3 yesterday in the elimination game. Parker Hodgen had 2 hits and 4 RBIs for Hastings. Nick Musel was the winning pitcher. He went 3 1/3 innings and gave up 3 runs and 5 hits. Musel struck out 2, walked 2. With the win, Hastings qualifies for next week's state tournament. They'll play another elimination game against Kearney tonight. Kearney lost to Grand Island Home Federal last night by a score of 10-2. First pitch tonight will be at 7. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame show at 6:45. It was not a good day for Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes at the A7 Juniors Tournament out in Scotts Bluff. Hastings lost at Grand Island 5 Points Bank 22-0. Grand Island hammered out 16 base hits in the game. Hastings was eliminated from the tournament after going 1-2, but will play in the Junior State Tournament beginning Saturday at Duncan Field. At the Class B Junior State Tournament in Wayne yesterday, Hickman beat Plattsmouth 21-3. West Point defeated Aurora 17-3. Alliance rolled past Holdridge 13-3. And Wahoo beat Wayne 5-0. Today, Wahoo will play Plattsmouth at 1. followed by Aurora against Alliance at 4. Then tonight at 7, Hickman will play West Point. At the Class C Junior State Tournament at Tri-County, Malcolm beat Hartington 9-1. Pender got by Hebron 12-10. Luma shut out Centura 8-0. And Tri-County defeated St. Paul 6-5. Today, Tri-County will play Hartington at 1 o'clock, followed by Hebron against Loomis at 4. And at 7 o'clock tonight, it'll be Malcolm taking on Pender. That's a check of your sports headlines coming up on 7:36 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Changes are on the way the next couple days, with today, Monday, being the hottest day of the week, with highs reaching into the 103 range. The heat index should be about 106 to 107 or so, given that humidity. Now, we're back down to the low 90s on Tuesday. Wednesday to Thursday, we bring in rain chances, especially Wednesday night with the passing cold front and behind the cold front. Then we're back into the 80s to finish off the week. Then we're back to the 90s by the end of the weekend.
Right now in Hastings, we've got south winds at 5 miles per hour. Clear skies, sunshine, going to heat up here today. It's a 74 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Start your engines, Hastings. It's time for fast, loud Friday nights at Cam Raceway. Cam Raceway is located just east of Hastings on J Street. Catch the adrenaline-pumping action every Friday night through August. Watch stock non-wing micros, restricted micros, junior sprints, cage karts, and more tear up Nebraska's fastest 8-mile dirt track. Gates open at 7. Racing roars to life at 8. Only $10 to get in, and kids 12 and under are free with a paying adult. Cam Raceway, where speed meets dirt and Friday nights come alive. Don't miss it.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at Hamilton is Business.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
All right, Mike Willis, Center Bronick with you. It's a Huddle Up on Extreme Sports for this Monday. Again, thanks for joining us. We're not on Facebook Live today. Got some problems with the folks at Facebook Live, but we'll try to clear that up by tomorrow. We'll be back on Facebook Live, but we're everywhere else. x-streamsports.com on our website, on your smartphone with our free mobile app, your smart speaker, Roku TV, YouTube, Twitch. Thanks for joining us for another week of Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Again, we'll have baseball tonight. Another elimination game from the A7 Seniors American Legion Baseball Tournament from Grand Island. It'll be Hastings 5 Points Bank taking on Kearney Pinnacle Bank again tonight. 7 o'clock starting time, 6:45 for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. Let's talk a little football as we get ready for the 2026 season. Oklahoma State has a new head coach. Eric Morris is in his first season now as a head coach at Oklahoma State. He has spent time at Incarnate Word. He has spent time as the head coach at North Texas. But anyway, he takes over the job at Oklahoma State, and he's in his first season, as we mentioned. He's had some success early on in his coaching career at each of those schools, at Incarnate Word and at North Texas.
Yeah, this was a super unique one for me. And obviously when I went to Incarnate Word, I mean, a place with no history. They had no success at all. They'd only been Division I a couple years. And so I think I could come in there really guns a-blazing and be able to bring my personality into that place, kind of reset the culture, starting in the weight room, building in the off season. And then ultimately we were able to have some success that first year. North Texas was a little bit different when I got there just because they played in a bowl game the year that I got there, had a 6-win team, and so it's a team that had a little bit of success. And then this one was so different for me just because, you know, I've been in the Big 12 as a player and a coach, and Oklahoma State was so good in my memories. You know, I remember going to Boone Pickens, how rowdy it was, the paddles, you know, slapping against the wall, the student section on fire. And so, you know, my memories were always good, and obviously during those times there were, you know, a bunch of 8-win teams, 9-win teams, 10-win teams, you know, won the Big 12 in 2012. So I didn't have any of these bad memories. Now, when I got there, I had to sit back and realize that there have been kids that are in this program that have been there for 2 years that hadn't experienced walking in that locker room after winning a conference game. And so that was something really unique for me because my memories were great. And then I had to realize a bunch of our players' memories haven't been great in the recent past. And so, obviously, me bringing a lot of my staff with me was huge. You know, we have 42 new guys in our operations staff-wise. 35 of those came with me, so they knew what I expected. They knew the standard. They knew the expectations. They knew the X's and O's. You know, all of our position coaches came, so I wasn't worried about that as much as formulating and getting these guys to believe in themselves in the locker room. And so we spent a ton of time breathing confidence in these guys. I think the weight program is a great way to build culture as well. So bringing my strength staff has been good for me as far as all the off-season training that we're doing in the summer and the spring. And so, yeah, I mean, obviously, ton of success, but we needed a hard reset, I felt like. And it's also helped that we were able to bring, you know, 19 guys with us from North Texas that really understood how we operate on a day-to-day, understand the standard, how we operate. And so I think bringing the people that were familiar with me and the way I run a program has been really beneficial for us.
Yeah, Oklahoma State hasn't had a lot of success here recently. Last year they were 1-11, 0-9 in the Big 12 Conference. The year before that, Oklahoma State was 3-9 and went winless in the conference at 0-9. So new head coach Eric Morris says he feels a sense of urgency to turn things around in Stillwater.
Yeah, there's definitely urgency for me right now just because I love winning and I love competing. And so as soon as there's not urgency for me to put out a good product, like I'm going to find something else to do with my time. And so that's what I love so much. I think, I think in a world of college football right now where everything seems that it's become so transactional, like living it day to day, like I see the transformational side of it, right? And I'm able to see, I've never really been at a place with resources. When you look at, Incarnate Word, where I started, a bunch of people told me that was career suicide when I took that job. And that gave me motivation every day to prove people wrong. And that's the way I've been wired my whole life. Same thing, at North Texas wasn't a place with a ton of resources. And so I'm not worried about, I get to live and breathe it every single day. And I see this game change people's lives, right? And I get to see Drew Messamaker and Caleb Hawkins walk into a new situation that they never dreamt about a couple years ago and watch them have success. The one thing that's been frustrating for me the last couple years at North Texas, and I think at the G6 level, is just the resources to be able to retain talent year in, year out, right? And that was something I think didn't sit with me well early on. I think it was something that aggravated me. But at the end of the day, we're in this business to help kids achieve their dreams and their goals, right? And so as I got over myself and my personal feelings, we were able to get kids into better spots for themselves, and whether that's a better spot, on the field, whether it's a better spot financially for them and their family, super happy for the people's lives I've been able to affect by coaching this game and building these relationships. And so, just when you take a step back from it, I think, especially with technology and social media right now, we see so much about NIL and the rosters and the money. At the end of the day, these kids are still kids, and I get to see them in working through problems and working through hard things and having a small accomplishments and finally getting an A on an exam that I've been on their butt about because they're not doing well. Those moments are the moments that I still love coaching for, and they're still there every day in my life.
You're listening to the comments from new head coach Eric Morris down at Oklahoma State. At Big 12 Media Days recently down in Frisco, Texas. Coach Morris says he's pretty excited about his defense this year.
Yeah, it's been really fun to watch this defense come together, and I'll be the first guy to tell you, I know I'm an offensive guy, and I still call the plays and have been known for putting up numbers or quarterbacks or whatnot. The two biggest reasons for our success last year was, number one, Skylar Cassidy, our defensive coordinator, came in and they had new expectation, and we played great defense last year, and it won us some football games. And the other one is our special teams coach, Drew Sabota, has done a phenomenal job where we've actually been able to change games in the kicking game. And so for me right now, especially as a head coach, I've had to learn this over the course of time, how important playing good defense is. And, I think really when I think about it, our defensive end, the position as a whole, we have one of them here today, Jalil Johnson, who I think is an all-conference caliber player. I think, has the size, the talent to play on Sundays. I think really excited to watch the defensive end position. Our linebackers in Ethan Westlowski and Tate Romney. We have a nickel in Christian Bodner, who had a phenomenal spring. Quentin Hammonds is a safety we're bringing over from North Texas that had an incredible year last year. Has only played defense 2 years now. LaDainian Fields, a cornerback, who played the last half of the season and had one of the highest PFF ratings. So a bunch of talent and a bunch of people that have played a lot of snaps. Although those snaps might not have been Oklahoma State, I think returning snaps this year in college football, we're number 3 in the whole entire nation. And that was something we did intentionally in the portal. And so really hoping that experience pays off for us in year one.
Again, Morris is coming from North Texas State. He brought the staff from North Texas State to Oklahoma State. Also brought 19 players with him.
Yeah, I'm a little bit old school and the way I like to build my teams is we intentionally spend time together, and there's nothing flashy with it. It might be mandatory breakfast together, sitting at a different table with a different coach. It might be, splitting up, playing different activities, wiffle ball, going bowling, coming over to my house to swim, just different activities where we spend intentional time together. And I think that's one thing that's lost, not only today, in just athletics, but just in college students in general. I think with technology, so many people are addicted to their phones, to video games, and I think since COVID, people just don't have the same college experience they used to have. And I think what's really cool about Stillwater is it's such a small, tight-knit community that our kids actually go out and do a lot of activities together, whether it's golfing or fishing or out, at the gun range, shooting ski. There's so many unique things to do together. So for me, if you came in our locker room right now and you just paid attention to the way the guys interact with one another, you would think these guys have been around each other for years and years, and not just the North Texas guys, but everybody together, right? And from our very first team meeting, all the North Texas guys were sitting in the front right, and the first thing I did when I addressed the team is I made everybody stand up, move, and go sit by somebody they didn't know so we could immediately start forming new relationships, because it's not about us and them. I mean, this is all about Oklahoma State, versus a really good conference in the Big 12.
All right, so there he is, a big task. Eric Morris takes over for Mike Gundy down at Oklahoma State. Again, the Cowboys 1-11 last year, 0-9 in the conference. They haven't won a conference game in 2 years. I see they open up their schedule on September 3rd. They're going to play at Tulsa in their opening ball game. So there you go, some thoughts from Eric Morris, who comes in from, I didn't even know Incarnate Word had a football team.
Yeah,
to tell you the truth. I knew they had a basketball team. I didn't know Incarnate Word had a football team, but he was there. And then he went to North Texas. So he comes in to take over the reins at Oklahoma State.
We played Incarnate Word, I think, this is several years ago now, in hoops.
Yeah, we played them.
And if memory serves me correctly, they had us on the ropes for a while, and that was kind of like, oh boy, this basketball season might be rough. It was years ago, but
yeah,
I remember them playing it tough.
Yeah, I remember playing Incarnate Word.
And I remember us saying and having a conversation in the sports room, where in the blazes is Incarnate Word?
Everybody had to look for it.
We didn't know.
So, yeah,
I don't know.
Takes over at Oklahoma State. Naturally, he's not going to go out and win everything, but he's had some success at each of his stops early in his career at Incarnate Word and at North Texas. So, and he brought 19 players with him. He brought the coaching staff from North Texas with him. So,
for Oklahoma State, like a good first step, just win a conference game. Win a game in the Big 12. I mean, if that's your plateau, it's a basement feeding program right now, and it's not going to be for very long. That's a program with a lot of proud tradition. It's pretty easy to recruit down there. You're in the hotbed of the Oklahoma, Texas kids.
Plus, you got a lot of money too.
If you start having some success, you will have Boone Pickens open up that pocketbook and funnel you some in. So it's just going to start. I think it's. I'm not going to say Oklahoma State. Yeah, I'm not going to say Oklahoma State shoots the moon and goes from the bottom to the top. But I think they'll be vastly improved. I think they'll be a mid-pack Big 12 team this year.
Win 5 or 6 games,
I think
maybe.
That's fair to say that Oklahoma State should be at minimum at least striving to make a postseason appearance in a bowl game.
Wow. That would be a big first step for Coach Morris.
Get 6, go to a bowl game.
Win a couple of conference games.
Take care of your non-con, win a couple conference games. You got there's 6 right there.
All right, so those
I think they can do it.
The thoughts from Eric Morris, the new head coach at Oklahoma State from Big 12 Media Days. Big 10 Media Days going to be starting, I think, the 28th. I looked that up, the 28th of this month.
What are we, 48 days away from Nebraska football, I believe I saw?
Start clicking them away.
It was 50 on Saturday. I think it's 48 today.
All right, start clicking them away. Getting closer. Anyway, 7:55 on Extreme Sports, and huddle up.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We'll start at the state capitol, where Governor Jim Pillen has signed an executive order suspending Nebraska's tax incentives for new data centers, while the state pauses to review the impact of the rapidly growing industry with a focus on taxpayers, energy demand, and infrastructure before approving any additional incentives. Meanwhile, in election news, Cindy Burbank made the expected announcement over the weekend, Nebraska's Democratic nominee for the U.S. Senate race, that she has submitted her paperwork to remove herself from the November ballot, a move that would essentially clear the way for a two-person race, nonpartisan candidate Dan Osborne and incumbent Republican Senator Pete Ricketts. And Hastings community leaders spent the weekend taking out the trash, literally, as they spent Saturday helping clean up overflowing dumpsters at the Lee apartment complex after the trash service there had been suspended because of unpaid bills. Mayor Jay Beckby, State Senator Dan Lanowski, and others volunteered and hauled away garbage as city officials continue working with tenants and property managers to address the ongoing concerns at the complex. It is now 7:56, 4 minutes until 8 o'clock. Let's head over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's the haps in sports?
Well, sports today brought to you by Bamboo Mind and Body Spa of Hastings and Blue Hill. From recovery to relaxation, Bamboo Mind and Body Spa keeps Central Nebraska feeling its best. Nebraska baseball transfer Zach Bates has decided to turn pro. He was selected by the Los Angeles Dodgers with a 613th pick in last week's Major League Baseball draft. He previously played baseball at Illinois, recorded a 2-2 record in 2025 with a 2.83 earned run average in 23 relief appearances. He missed the 2026 season after undergoing Tommy John surgery. Hastings Sodbusters played another series with the Grand Island Fighting Cranes over the weekend. Hastings won the game on Friday 5-4, but lost the games on Saturday and Sunday 7-1 and 15-10. Hastings is now 17-21 in the season. They'll play at Sedalia on Tuesday. First pitch will be at 7. Hastings 5 Points Bank is still alive at the Seniors Area 7 tournament in Grand Island. Hastings beat Grand Island U-Save Pharmacy 13-3 yesterday in the elimination game. Parker Hodgen had 2 hits and 4 RBIs for Hastings. Nick Musel was the winning pitcher. He went 3 1/3 innings and gave up 3 runs and 5 hits. Musel struck out 2 and walked 2. With the win, Hastings qualifies for next week's state tournament. They'll play another elimination game against Kearney tonight. Kearney lost at Grand Island Home Federal last night 10-2. First pitch tonight will be at 7. We'll have the game on Extreme Sports beginning with a pregame at 6:45 tonight. And it was not a good day for Hastings Johnson Imperial Homes at the A7 Juniors Tournament in Scotts Bluff. Hastings lost at Grand Island 5 Points Bank 22-0. Grand Island hammered out 16 base hits in the game. Hastings was eliminated from the tournament after going 1-2. We'll play in the Junior State Tournament beginning Saturday at Duncan Field. That's a check on your sports headlines at 7:58 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Changes are on the way the next couple days, with today, Monday, being the hottest day of the week, with highs reaching into the 103 range. The heat index should be about 106 to 107 or so, given that humidity. Now, we're back down to the low 90s on Tuesday. Wednesday to Thursday, we bring in rain chances, especially Wednesday night with the passing cold front and behind the cold front. Then we're back into the 80s to finish off the week. Then we're back to the 90s by the end of the weekend.
We've got south winds this morning at 5 miles per hour. Clear skies, sunshine, 74 in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydromassage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high-speed, dirt-slinging, adrenaline-pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Willens, and Vronic with you as Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the World Cup.
Spain
beating Argentina yesterday, 1-0 to win their second World Cup. England beat France on Saturday in the consolation game 6-4.
Mm-hmm.
But Spain wins their second World Cup, 1-0 over Argentina.
Just the adage that defense wins championships. Spain had the best defense in the entire duration of the World Cup at one point, and I think in the full 90 minutes of the match. Obviously, you can take a look at the red card, and yeah, that was a big factor. But Argentina had two shots on goal in 90 minutes, and a big part of that was the back four from Spain. Defense wins championships, doesn't matter what sport. Always remember that, kids. Before we wrap up, I do want to give a special shout out to one of our very first listeners, and he was on the show for a couple times. He's called in. He's given me a GICC football jersey to wear when GICC beat St. Cecilia. Was one of my broadcast partners for a couple seasons. Met him and developed a friendship at the Grand Island Community Theater, and Barry Carlson was recognized this weekend going into the Grand Island Little Theater Hall of Fame, which is a tremendous honor. So kudos to you, young man. Congratulations. It's certainly well-deserved. You've put in a lot of time and effort and energy into making that theater a better place for the entire community, so couldn't think of anybody more deserving, and he's been a longtime friend. And
wow.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. I know a Hall of Famer, man.
Barry.
I'm friends with him.
Barry. Yeah, I'll see him. Is he still doing games?
He'll still do, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll do GICC games.
We'll see him along the way sometime this year. So I'll put that in my memory bank.
That's right. St. Cecilia's not going to play GICC, so we don't get to do the football bet anymore.
That's right.
STC dropping down to 8-man next year.
What are we going to do? You and Barry won't be able to make your annual jersey exchange It's really not been an exchange here lately.
It's not.
No, it hasn't been. It's just been he's supplying you for a jersey for a week.
In fact, I just kind of kept it hanging in the closet because I'm like, well, I'll be wearing that again next year.
Yeah, you haven't really had to exchange jerseys too often.
GICC, then, they had a hell of a year last year.
They're going to be good this year, too.
They're going to be really good this year. So watch out.
Yeah, we'll get into some football talk here very, very soon. So, anyway, that wraps up things here today. We've got baseball tonight, Hastings and Kearney. Elimination game of the A7 Seniors Tournament up in Grand Island, 7 o'clock starting time in the heat. 6:45 pregame show here tonight on Extreme Sports. We'll have the coverage right here. If you'd like to listen to the show again, go to our social media sites and download the podcast. You can hear some comments we had from new head coach Eric Morse. He's the new head coach at Oklahoma State. So you can check that out, get our thoughts on some sports that went on over the weekend. Anyway, you can grab the podcast and listen to the show at your convenience today. If not, make plans to be back again tomorrow morning at 7 with Huddle Up on Extreme Sports. Have yourself a great day.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join us every weekday morning from 7 until 8 on